Konnichiwa Bustas. The bug catcher is here today, smoking trees, catching butterfrees, right? And I'm just gonna get right into the big. Actually, I'm not, Busters. I want to give a big doozy of a shout out to everyone subscribing. The bug catcher is just a regular guy without you guys. Without the views, the likes, I'm just a nobody. But because of you, the 853 subs, the bug catcher can be somebody. And that's not why I made the channel. I've said it several times, just because the community, I was fed up with it, right? And they need someone like the Gen 1er that I am in the mix. So I just appreciate everybody. Now, with that lame shit being said, right? Let's get to the video. I'm sure half of y'all skipped that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into it. Y'all saw the title. I haven't titled it, but I'm sure it's gonna look something like this. The reason why Sinnoh sucks, right? Just straight the fuck up. Now, it's not totally bad, but, you know, I'll get what I like about it out the way. Fucking nothing, right? No. It looks good graphically for what it's trying to be. Let's get the small things out the way. And the Pokedex is overrated. It's good, but it's overrated. You know, the cities look good. I like the route layouts. Nothing's wrong with the region itself. It's the games, right? It's the games, except Legends Arceus. Let's just jump right into it, right? Let me stop beating around the motherfucking bush. So, everyone knows the fundamental problem of Gen 4, specifically Diamond and Pearl. They're slow as shit, right? There's like a pause after each move. The moves are slow. The dialogue is slow. Your character, I feel like, moves slow. The only person, I think, obviously, it's kind of got to be on purpose, because they purposely made Barry a geeked out motherfucker, right? So it's like, in some sense, maybe it's supposed to be slow, but that's bullshit to me, because I just don't like it, right? Now, the Pokédex to me sucks, but not really for all the reasons most people think, right? Now, I know there's only 2 fire type lines, Rapidash and Infernape, so you can really only find one. And there's only 3 electric lines, right? Like, there's not even, you know, Pachirisu, Luxray, and fucking Pikachu, right? But let's talk about earlier I mentioned the Pokedex was overrated. Let me speak on it, right? As I watch myself, you know, approach Suicune. Staraptor is, like, let me just get into it, right? Luxray, I think, sucks. Not that it sucks, but if you like Luxray and it's your favorite, then Pyroar should be up there with it. These legendary beasts should be up there. I think Staraptor, I was always a Pidgeot guy, right? Staraptor is just lame, okay? He has his hair in like a Bieber flippy thing and it's dyed orange or red or whatever the fuck, okay? He looks like a lame emo bird. A lame emo bird nerd, right? A bird nerd. Pidgeot was always cooler with his hair slicked back. Noctowl was always cooler because it was an owl and not just a generic bird thing, right? Like the other ones. I know they're not technically generic bird things. They have some sort of inspiration, but I mean, let's call it what it is. Swallow, generic bird. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big bird, right? Pidgeot, big bird. Staraptor, big bird. I'm not impressed with him at all. Who is asking for Pokemon? And granted, you know, maybe it helps the line out, maybe it doesn't. But who the fuck asked for Chingling? Okay? Not a soul was asking for fucking Chingling. Alright? Happiny, 2 shits, Two fucks not given. Bonsley, he's kind of cute, right? So I guess this is somewhat objective, but I mean, really, who goes out of their way collecting the baby Pokemon in the first place? Not, it's just Pokedex filler, right? At the end of the day. And really, this whole Dex is a lot of, this Dex kind of did what Johto did, right? But we get why the Johto Dex had new evolutions for Kanto and why they had baby Pokemon for Kanto, because it was really like an extension of Kanto. I guess, Sinnoh did it, but there's no extension or nothing, you know what I mean? They just did it. Which I'm not mad that we got new designs basically for older Pokemon, giving the line some attention as a whole. But who the fuck was asking for Chingling and Happiny? And, Floatzel is cool. I like Floatzel, but, everyone sees the meme where everyone makes this. When you play through a Sinnoh game, you got the same squad as everybody else, right? I can go on about this Pokedex. Let's get to some of the legendaries, right? They're overrated. Fion fucking sucks, right? I mean, let's just be real. Fion sucks. They didn't flesh out they didn't flesh out Heatran really, or Heatran. They didn't. Oh, Sheen, you're fucking me up, Sheen. Oh my goodness. Now that that's out of the way, busters, I can continue the very elegant soliloquy I was on, right? Heatran fucking sucks. The Azure Flute never got distributed, so we couldn't even fuck with Arceus. Speaking of that, right now, he's whatever the fuck his name was, whichever one of them douchebags thought that shit was too complicated, that's kind of disrespectful to all the fans, because you put, what's the difference between the Azure Flute and the ticket to go to Faraway Island? Not a damn thing, But anyway, what else could I say about the Pokédex? Let me actually talk about some things I like about the Pokédex other people don't. I like Ambipom, motherfucks. Ambipom. Underrated design of a Pokemon. Hands everywhere. What's wrong with Magmortar? Not a damn thing. Cannons for arms. Magmar's the GOAT. I just shit on baby Pokemon, but Magby is the best one, right? I like Licky Licky. I said it. I'm a Licky Licky kind of guy. I don't think he creeps me out at all. If Licky Tongue was to evolve, that's what it would evolve into. Right? It just, I don't understand the hate on Magmortar, or even Rhyperior for that matter, but the love for, Electivire. What's the difference really between him and fucking Magmortar? Nothing. Not a damn thing. You can see I'm all over the place because now I'm back to the legendaries. I brought up Fion. Manaphy sucks too, right? It's just bullshit. Everything about the Pokédex was fucked. And here's something else, right? This is another reason I feel there was a bad taste. Well, actually, I just thought of something real quick about the Pokédex. It's so bad, and everyone knows this, obviously, but I have to bring it up. The Elite Four dude, Flint, doesn't even have a full team of fire types. Volkner doesn't even have a full team of electric types because it fucking sucks, right? Sorry. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Now, here's a little history lesson for you busters, right? Between the release of Diamond and Pearl and the release of Platinum was 2 years. That is the longest an enhanced version has taken to ever come out for a generation, without something coming out in between it, right? So red and blue came out, yellow came out the next year. Gold and crystal, gold and silver came out in 99, crystal came out in 2000. Ruby and sapphire came out in '03, emerald came out in '05. However, fire red and leaf green remakes came out in '04, right? So we couldn't even, it wasn't in sun and moon. Black and white is escaping me, and black and white 2 at the moment. But if I'm not mistaken, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out a year later, right? So we were still immersed enough in the region to want the enhanced version. And when it took too long with Emerald's case, they gave us, fire red and leaf green. So we had to go 2 long years of bullshit with Diamond and Pearl, right? Just for Platinum to come out and it be a lot of bullshit, right? Platinum will get its own video. I'm going to do enhanced versions on their own. I haven't been, but Platinum does fix a lot of the complaints people have. They even flesh out Cynthia, who I hate, right? And they don't even flesh her out good. They actually contradict her because, this has to be, I've played Platinum quite less than Diamond and Pearl, right? So it's escaping me at the moment. But in Diamond and Pearl, but in Platinum, when you're in Giratina's fucking lair, right? She gives you some sort of stupid speech about how she cares for Pokemon, or Pokemon are powerful, but she's not worried about it because they're loving, or whatever the fuck bullshit she's trying to spill to me, who does all the important shit. She's not Leon, that's for sure. But she says all of that bullshit to the player, but yet she knows the Psyducks are blocking the road. She knows that they have a headache. She has the potion to fix it, and her dumbass gives you the potion to go handle the Psyduck headache. Is that not the laziest character I've ever seen in my life? Is that not the most laziest champion I've ever seen in my life? Lance in Heart Gold and Soul Silver help you take down Team Rocket. Leon runs shit in his region, right? What the fuck is Cynthia doing? Watching from afar. She's a watcher. The same problem I have with Cynthia, I have with Steven's bitch ass. And Wallace, if I'm not mistaken, just watching the shit. How dumb is it that Cynthia watches me deal with Giratina and Platinum, then I have to go, possibly lose the Volkner because I might not be strong enough. I use the bitch ass Master Ball. That don't even make no sense fundamentally. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm even still talking about Platinum, I will say this. People are gonna say, well, the complaints, I even said it. My buster ass already said it, guys. Platinum fixes a lot of the complaints. But it's the least played version of the 3. Everyone knows that the enhanced versions sell half of what, the regular shit sells for. So, not that many people are even playing the enhanced version of these regions, which means most people got a bad, shitty taste in their mouth. I even talked about how pretty the region is to traverse, but all the goddamn HMs make it a slogfest. Look at me going dumb for Beedrill getting to where he's at. Look at Twin. Shout out Big Me on the screen. Go watch the playthrough of Heart Gold, Busters. It wasn't a mono bug run. It turned into a mono bug run, right? Now, I don't understand, back to the main topic at hand, the HM problem. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because everyone has already. But what I will say is, why didn't, the developers give you, and if I'm wrong, someone comment I'm wrong, because I don't mind being wrong, but I don't remember, I'm sure, I believe they have like the galactic base key to get through their building, right? As a key item. But what key items are in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum that would make it easier to traverse the region? Like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, when you have the self scope, right? You have the fucking, the Poke Flute. It's not like you have to teach Jigglypuff Wake Up Song to fucking, HM7 Wake Up Song to wake up Snorlax. You get the Poke Flute. You don't have Foresight. It's not HM12, and you have to teach it to fucking your Kadabra to go through Lavender Tower or Pokemon Tower, right? You don't need all that. You don't need HMs. You don't need HMs for that. But as you can see, there's a problem in the region, a roadblock. I guess the potion is one. Cynthia's bitch ass came through with something. I guess the potion that she gives you kinda does what I'm saying, but that left such a bad taste in my mouth. Busters, I forgot about it. And even with that item, she should have gave you an item she should have gave you a defogging machine. You know what I'm saying? These are some, and honestly, that's why even though I returned Brilliant Diamond, because I just don't like the Sinnoh region, that Brilliant Diamond is honestly, and Shining Pearl is the way to play Sinnoh. Because who the fuck really thinks, you can say what you want about the graphics on the Switch, who really thinks the graphics of BDSP are worse than the graphics of Diamond and Pearl, right? Like, I want to watch myself on the big screen in 3D land at least go through Sinnoh, not fucking the fucking Sprite, you know what I'm saying? If I gotta deal with some bullshit, at least let me do it on the big screen on the Switch. And even those games have the underground shit. The underground tunnel's better in those games. So, in conclusion, fucking the Sinnoh region sucks. The only time Sinnoh was ever good was in Legends Arceus, where it's open world with no buildings. Like, think about that. I'd rather traverse the world Sinnoh empty than have it populated with the populace being lame. You know what? I am not in conclusion. I almost left out the most important aspect. Cyrus is fucking Cyrus is a douchebag. He's retarded. Alright? The first time you meet Cyrus is in Mount Cornet. And this cocksucker has the balls to tell me about strife. And he's going on a speech about how the world was peaceful and now there's strife. Well, the bug catcher wanted to make sure he wasn't tripping. The bug catcher wanted to make sure he understood what Cyrus meant. So let's just read the definition of strife. Noun, angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. The strife within the community. Well, you fucking lame. The only strife in any region before a weirdo like you comes along is non-existent. A matter of fact, the only strife, conflict that happened in Sinnoh happened 150 years ago during the events of Legends Arceus, and the only strife in the current day before his bitch ass decided to run amok through the region is my disagreement over fundamental issues and conflicts with Cynthia's stupid ass. Her dumb ass should have gave the Psyducks the fucking potion. Karen would beat the dog shit out of Cynthia, and I don't mean with Pokemon Busters. These games are underwhelming to say the least, overrated to say the most, and with that, the bug catcher is out. Again, I thank every one of you for subscribing. Y'all see how I just whipped Morty's ass? Oh, well, we're about to whip 2025's ass bus bags.